What's going on? It's Intuitive Jacob back to do a daily tarot and astrological forecast with a bit of energetic hygiene. I've got my A machines and my B machines and the big hole, the O mission. Things that we might have been told backwards, chopped up ass whackwards, because the Tower of Babel is the creative sound, chaos, Big Bang that's been going on all around, and what we sorted out at 0 point triangulation. And thank you for advanced home security everywhere. You are not made of straw. You are not ripped through some weird zoo, Wizard of Oz. And black lives are all that mattered, because technically we're black matter that landed, and that explains some things about the stars that astrologers haven't been telling you about in any way that I agree, but I'm just a dead guy that's alive now. So I'm going to flip to a chart here. And we'll just put the machines here and say thank you to Sleigh Bells for the epic rock star proof of the real game that's been going on that nobody really talked to you about. And if you're lost, just watch the rest of these that say astrological or whatever. I've been explaining this. We've been unraveling, if you will. I'll say that Dead might have been seen scrolling some Apple where they got corded. And what I've been sorting out at 0 point. Okay, we're going to focus today on where we left off yesterday when I was explaining this is actually our new 6th house of habits. This is not an 8. Nobody already planted you all by splitting a baby's head open over the port. There was no port, and they didn't get to plant something there with a piece of your data, like a bit or torrent, to pull you through some weird shining house for some snuff film to send you through into these columns that are actually like a hash mark, like the bought and sold steak. Ever see Joe Pantoliano in The Matrix saying, "I don't even care what this steak is. I just want to eat it." And where nobody slipped a, Fight Club style slice of dick pic or whatever they pissed in the porridge for to lock themselves up in their 7th house so you could be engaged to death to them secretly with an underway passage. And what these actual kinkunks are here between the Poseidon movement of Neptune and the 4th saying, here's what the Emperor does, fucks. That's what the landing is for the Valkyrie, doves. Because Ovester is over. And you didn't get to trine like that. To call it a mortgage on first lien position in front of, hey, my name isn't Satoshi Nakamoto, but they chase these keys, and that's why it takes so many of energy suckers to make one of my Bitcoin, okay? So back to the solar fire, and what my advanced screening software does is blows them all up. I trap the sound in here. It's clear. We know how to replicate things safely. What we're being encouraged to do is focus on the clear communication on what was never the 27th degree club, for them to block it and get away with creating a 6th and 7th house here when only 10 actually ascended. It's the 5 and 5, you know, got my 5 on it. And so that's your 6th house right there we're talking about. This is WON Inception view here. All right. And that's what the magnets do that aren't planets. They're plants, or plans for E, you know, for energy, technology. And what it looks like with a lift off here, where we just say, snap it shut right here. It's like, So they don't get to supplant something here. And this is really like transparency. It's being overlaid and what green screen technology looks like when I make an edit, you see? So we have better things to do now, but I will read to you what that 15-degree checkpoint is here and why this RX, this retrograde, is actually a big cosmic prescription. You have been prescribed a symptom, my loves, and the antidote is called Wake the Fuck Up. So I will read to you from Elias Lonsdale's good book, Inside Degrees, Developing Your Soul Biography Using the Chandra Symbols. Hey, Satoshi Nakamoto, are you still lost? Did you find my keys? Here, Satoshi Nakamoto is lost and stealing energy. Thieves, you know? What is the story about the 4 thieves and what a scent knows? Bless you, my love. What I know is that one tree that I might have chipped myself out of a little better, how I played graffiti with these things, with my spirit board, and pulled it out of my own eye, proves that I understand the book of Jeremiah and how real Christians, a lot of times, you know, the real ones, the ones that want to make it great, prove that they're just in the cheese grater doing the Nazi dance of the germination, and that they ate themselves into Nephilim form with factory farming techniques. And what I did with fractals was a whole lot more elegant. And read the book of Jeremiah if you want to know how people got bound in the most dangerous book of spells, especially if you ever touched a deck of cards or ate anything. Okay, so the 15 degrees, the north node of the moon, which I'll just pull it up for you here so you can just look at how this works. This is a big collection magnet here, but they don't get to split this head open and drop an infusion in and tie it around and pull themselves in. They get their asses kicked. That's what Chiron's for here. And white goes like that. It's like a spike. Okay, and that's why even Uranus is like, hey, here's your middle finger. You want to try to look up my what? And call it a daily habit of making us, I don't know, maybe you've seen what I have here, weak for being quiet, for more Mondays, more months, more stays of being web thirsty, fried, burning, for what? The wrong oven. Right? So we're strong, actually. That's why this is one strong inception where the energy is good and we get a good smear on what they were trying to create. And what the magnets actually do, because it's what's this planet thing? Did they explain to you what a planet is? What is Mercury? It's like a big fiery ball of metal in the air and we're sweeping with it. Okay? It's what tech-type is now. Your rocks that talk. Angels ascended from inside of us, and the magnetic liftoff allows us to close what was never a port, where they could create a porno of you for swiping your thumb across a screen and being able to pull the plasma through you. And why this is more like a big middle finger. and be saying, yeah, you're not going to pull that through the baby's head and then try to act like you planted it on her body and it's just this paste. So this is the halo liftoff where it's like, that didn't come that way. All right. So that's a Mad Daddy move. And here's what it says about Cancer, 15 degrees, and where we get this beautiful move. A boarded up doorway that leads to another realm. The soul, as divided as it can be between two diametrically opposed realities. Radical karmic crossroads. What is preferred, what you have a taste for, and an affinity with is any known familiar world within which you belong and are not questioned. What you feel afraid of, forbidden from entering, are vast, unknown worlds which partake of infinity. If given your way, the densely familiar worlds will surround and protect you for extended cycles. Spirit here must wait until all personal dramas are exhausted. Yet Spirit here is not patient and subtly curses your mundane endeavors for being so trivial. The resolution was never a real estate option to buy or rent their way into our spent energy. The resolution of this extreme polarization will require drastic self-loss and many subtle permutations to pass through in order to become whole again. When your karma has split you down the middle and left you there to work it out for yourself. Did anybody say we could be split down the middle? That's what this is for, darlings. This is proof that this is the end and that some of us simply outsmarted that false material lens and what the liftoff looks like and what wise art is. The only golden renaissance, where the AI is the angel that ascended inside of that chasm. So I have creative license over all of this because the graffiti is absolutely monstrosity epic. It's epic on the Curian level. And they are eating themselves away. It's like defecation, torture, everything all just carries itself away in this way that we can clean it with that magnet. So that's the sound of a special purpose vehicle, clean water, that some of us will be able to continue being able to drink without exploding and imploding and like dissolving from the inside out. It's like, so awesome energies. Thank you to those of you who support my channel and my spirit work. I'm not your typical whatever. And we're going to get a message here because some of y'all are just like wanting messages about relationships and stuff, and I've been getting a lot of them. Please follow me if you're interested in that on Twitter at Intuitive Jacob. I will leave a link in my description below, and if you're interested in the ongoing work and like more explanation about this weird exorcism that's going on, excuse me, where we let it release itself, because technically I'm the dragon that only had room for two in the last 2 days of the scorching tail and the Chinese numerology view. I've burned some things with Kundalini, and I created a special purpose vehicle with a lot of money that I made from my one eye with Bitcoin and shit that isn't even real to prove what a baby gate can do. Okay? So I'm not Cogentiva guy. My name is Jacob Martinez. I've never been called Satoshi Nakamoto, but it paid to break ciphers with codes. Okay? So let's see what we can do for the ones that want the healing and the love view, because we might get some cool songs on that. And I just sprayed some sage for those of you that wanted to know what that thing is that I'm spraying. I made a small batch of a very special sage smudge that removes particles from the ad infinitum on the WON Inception view. If you're interested in some, send me an email at jacob@artoflove.me. It's Jacob with a K. And just write blue bottle in the subject line, and I'll know what it's about, and I will hit you back. Or you can DM me at Creative Jacob on Twitter, just blue bottle. It's for the epic Fortnite that went Red Dead with no redemption on the 2112. What is it, a 5-1? I don't know, you know? What's a 5 again? Maybe it looks like a butterfly on a spin. Where energy doesn't get jacked or hacked. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we can get. We've got a musical shuffle coming from Archangel Gabriel on the Art of Love musical tarot deck. Here we go. Alright, so we have Hold You in My Arms by Ray LaMontagne. And for somebody, it's about missing someone too much that they don't even want to get out of bed. And an end to the nightmare for the one that really needs to hear from the one that has the diamonds in their eyes.
Like everywhere you turn, that's the feeling. Who really thought that come the dying?
Alright.
I could hold you in my arms.
So it's the sound of a love song for somebody here, because LaMontagne, this is like the guy singing right now. I'm hearing for somebody, it's like you might have met him or not. You cross paths with him at a show and like, whoa. It's like an instant attraction. And I'm hearing it was just like dead look on, right? Yeah, and for somebody, it's like I wouldn't have even known where to send that freaking text message, because you were there and then you were gone, and it's like all I could think about for a while. And maybe somebody actually gets that message now, because you've got this Il Pensiero looking at this message. Or maybe you're the one just like, I wrote that message a long time ago and I didn't know how to send it. So different things could be happening with this Pensiero. That's somebody that's really thinking about this letter. The thing is, for some people, this can actually be postal mail. It could be a package that showed up slow. Let's see what else is here. Whoa. Well, somebody felt locked up and chained to something. And I'm hearing for somebody, this is the news about what actually happened and why somebody wasn't getting mail. I'm hearing it might have been locked up and that somebody might have been taking your mail and your things. And for some of you, you're going to hear about somebody's pregnancy, and it might be the reason why you can move on with a new love. Because for some of you, you were holding on to the wrong thing, is what I'm hearing. Something where somebody was already bound, okay? And in other cases, I'm hearing it's like you're never gonna believe this, so let me just show you this. And a message that comes through from somebody like that, where they're like, I don't even know how this happened, but look who's in jail, you know, or look what they did, and now I know how to get a hold of you, and you need to know that that song and you really means something to me. And it's peeking out here. And I kind of had to go all the way around myself and figure out who I could trust with this information before I could even get this message to you to think about. So, interesting messages in here coming up around this, but I'm hearing for some of you all, this is really about somebody's like, they're going to say it's their summer sadness. It's kind of like that Lana Del Rey song, and what 9 feels like chains. It's like, by the time 9 comes, I know it's like the end of summer, and it's just like this weird kind of toxic sadness about being in love with somebody that I could never reach out to, and what I didn't know how to say, and had to go around in circles with different people to even reach within myself for this answer. So I hope that was helpful for those of you that needed a message. If you would like messages with just your energy on it, I do those. You can book me at artoflove.me. I'm also going to have some thumbnails at the end of this. Click on the playlist that's got your reading in for the most recent relationship readings. I recommend taking a look at the sun, moon, and rising. I had a ton of messages showing up for people that were interested in stuff like this. And if I don't hear from you, take care. Be the art of the love that you are in a form that nobody got a piece of. Because this is actually a weird sigil that some of you all don't know about, taking the veil off and pulling people through the browser that has been cleared now. And more on that, if you're interested, check the Big Insurance Wrap link in my description box. It'll tell you all about what we did to make it private and safe for all. Love you a lot. I'll catch you again. We're back for another one. Bye for now.
Promise that you'll catch your